Okay, so for number 8, we have parentheses, so you need to follow order of operations. Take care of your parentheses first. Distribute this 13 across, so you have 13x plus 13 times 4 is going to give me 52, and bring down everything else. Okay, now notice you have 3 terms over here. Anytime you have 3 terms on one side, you need to combine like terms. What's alike is the 13x and the negative 5x. You combine those and make that 8x. Okay, bring down everything else. You have positive 52 equals 12. So we will subtract 52 on both sides. 12 and negative 52 have opposite signs, so you subtract. 52 minus 12 is 40, and this stays, this is a negative because that 52 was larger. That negative 52 was larger. Bring down your 8x. Final step, divide by 8. X equals negative 5. Okay. Number 9. We have to distribute again, but this time we have a negative sign. So this is one of the trickiest things about this section, is if you have a negative sign in front of your parentheses, this is an understood negative 1, okay? So what you want to do is distribute a negative 1 across your parentheses. Don't think that 8x is going with it, okay? It has to be a number right, like touching the parentheses to distribute. Okay, so negative 1 times 12 is negative 12. Negative 1 times negative x, negative times negative will give me a positive x. Okay, and then bring down everything else. So now I can combine like terms. I have 3 on this side. Negative 8 plus positive 1 gives me a negative 7x. Bring down your negative 12 equals negative 61. So what I'll do is I'll add 12 to both sides. So I have negative 61 and 12. They have opposite signs, so you subtract. 61 minus 12 is 49. And the 61 is a negative, so you keep the negative. Equals negative 7x. So last step is to divide by negative 7. A negative divided by a negative will give you a positive. So the answer is positive 7. For number 11, keep going. We've got 5 to distribute right here first. So I have 45 plus 5x. That's easy. Bring down everything else. Now notice you're going to have 4 terms on the right side of the equation. So we need to put these 2 together and these 2 together. Just combine like terms. So 21 and 21 and 45 will give you 66, plus 5x and negative 2x will give you a positive 3x. And then bring down your 54. So we can solve this, right? So we can subtract 66 from both sides. We're always working on the side with a variable. So 54 minus 66 is going to opposite sign, so you subtract. 66 minus 54 is going to give you 12, and it's a negative because that 66 was larger, equals 3x. Divide by 3. Negative 12 divided by 3 is going to give you negative 4 equals x. Okay. On number 12, first thing we need to do over here is distribute this 7 out. So I have 77 plus 14x. Bring down everything else. Now on this one we have variables on both sides. But before I start, what I want to do is combine these two. Okay? Before I start solving. Always combine like terms. So 77 minus 60 is going to give us a positive 17. So I have plus 17. And I'll just bring down everything else. Okay? So when we start solving for the variable, what we want to do is get the variables together first. So you can either bring this 14x over here, bring this 14x over there. It really doesn't matter. Just pick one. So this is a positive 14x, so I'll subtract 14x. Now, this is a special case, okay? So when we subtract, both of our x's go away. What we have left is 17 equals 17. Now, when you get this, you need to remember this is all real numbers. These match. If these match, the answer is all real numbers. Okay? Or all numbers. Okay, let's go to 13. Negative x plus 16 equals that. So what we need to do is distribute this negative 5 across first. So I have negative 5x minus negative 5 times 24 will give me negative 120. And I'll bring down everything else. So what I'll do is combine like terms over here first, and then I'll start solving. So 76 minus 120 will give me, let's see, 120 minus 76 would be 44. So that would be a negative 44, since that 120 is greater, minus 5x equals negative x plus 16. So now what I want to do is just get the variables together. You can either add x to both sides, or you can add 5x to both sides. It doesn't matter. Just get the variables together. I'll add 5x to both sides, just because I like to have a positive variable at the end. So negative 1x plus 5x will give me a positive 4x plus 16 equals negative 44. And we'll just solve that. So minus 16 on both sides. Negative 44 and negative 16 will give you a negative 60. They have the same sign, so you add. Negative 60 equals 4x. Okay? Divide by 4. I'll bring this right here. So then you'll divide by positive 4, and you'll get x equals negative 15. Okay, so that was kind of a longer problem. And I'll do another video so my computer doesn't die.